Hello student, welcome to online classes. This video is for class 6. The subject is science and this is the chapter number 9, the living organisms and their surrounding. In the previous video, I taught you about the habitat, type of habitat, component of habitat, adaptation in animals and plants to different habitat, a journey through different habitat like the adaptation of desert habitat, desert animals, desert plants, adaptation to the mountainous region means the adaptation by the plants and animal in the mountains. In this part of the video, I am going to tell you about the adaptation of the animals in the grassland and the adaptation of herbivorous and carnivorous animal in the grassland, how they survive or why the numbers of herbivorous and carnivorous animals are more in the grassland. Every living thing on earth has certain adaptations that help it survive in its environment or habitat. This lesson explains how animals that live in a grassland use their adaptation to survive in their unique habitat. The grasslands cover nearly one-fourth of the Earth's land. The grasslands exist in every continent except Antarctica. As the Antarctica is covered with ice, that is why the grassland is not possible there. Tropical grassland are hot throughout the year, whereas the temperate grassland are hot in summer and very cold in winter. In grassland, the rainfall is about 30 centimeter to 100 centimeter. As a result, here short grasses grow. However, trees grow near streams, river. All grasses have the following common features: plenty of grasses as food, continuity and openness, lacking cover to hide for predators. Therefore, the type of animals living in the grasslands around the world are similar. The animals are mostly plant eating herbivorous, example deer, horses, etc. Temperate grasslands are the home to many large herbivores such as bison, zebras, rhinoceros and wild horses, and carnivores like lion, wolf, cheetahs, leopards. Other animals of this region includes deer, mice, jack, rabbits, snakes, fox, owls, sparrows, hawks, etc. What if you were playing hide and seek with your friends in the middle of a soccer field? It would be pretty hard to find a place to hide, wouldn't it? Then what if it was really hot or started to rain again? Not many places to take cover. It would be hard for us to adapt to an environment like this. But animals that live in grasslands have found ways to hide from predators and seek or find shelters. Grasslands are very large area of land covered mostly by short and tall grasses. Depending on whether in the world a grassland is located, they have different name and species of animals. Grasslands are also dry but not as dry as desert. They have very hot summer and cold winters. Staying hidden. Since there are not a lot of trees or bushes to hide in, many large animals have a pattern or coloring on their bodies that look like the grasses and plants around them. Patterns and coloring help them blend in when they are either hunting prey or trying to keep from being the prey. Some grassland animals, especially the smaller one, have found the ultimate hiding place under the ground. They use their front legs and paws for digging and burrowing. Burrowing is when an animal make a hole or a tunnel to escape or even to live in. This useful adaptation not only helps animals to escape from predators but also protect them from the hot sun during the day and cold temperature during the night. The increased exposure that grasslands animals face is a daunting challenge. Not only do animals living in these flat, featureless area having to cope with bad weather, they also have few places to hide from predator. While some grassland species have evolved physical adaptations such as cryptic coloration, many of the adaptation exhibit are behavioral, such as the development of herding behavior. Speed is the another factor. Animal living in the forest must maneuver around innumerable objects. Forest animal rarely reach top speed when running, so it is more important to be agile than fast. This is not the case in grasslands where many animals, predator and prey alike, are capable of reaching incredible speeds. The speed of the cheetah while chasing to its prey, its speed must be 65 miles per hour or more. Now the nesting behavior. Lacking trees, birds that live in a grassland must nest on or under the ground. Most grassland bird species trying to hide their eggs as much as possible, depositing them in dense vegetation. It protects their eggs and young from the predator by engaging into broken wing display. Intends to draw predator away from the nest. Burrowing owls steal a convenient burrow or construct their own in which they deposit 2 to 12 eggs. Now the most important thing is the camouflage. Lacking trees, rocks or other structure to hide behind, grassland animals have often evolved highly effective camouflage, which allows them to hide while in a plain sight. Most gazelles, cattle and antelopes are clad in colors that match the grass and surrounding of their wide open habitats. Predators like tiger use their orange or a black pattern to hide in grasses and amuse their prey. Cheetahs have adapted to grasslands somewhat differently, using a spotted pattern to conceal themselves. Now the hunting style. Grasslands often harbor plentiful rodents and insects and represent potentially productive spawning grounds for local owls. While many owls live in forests, some have adapted to live near and hunt in grasslands. Owls in forest often hunt by scanning the ground while resting on the perch in the forest. Those that adapt to grassland habitat tends to glide a few feet over the ground before diving into located prey. The owl provides a great example of this phenomena. Through they still tends to roast and nest in covered location. Now the herbivores such as deer, cow, elephant living in a grassland have the adaptations: strong teeth for chewing and cutting hard grasses, large ears to follow the movement of predator. A predator is an animal which make them its prey. Long legs to run fast and save themselves from the predators like deer. Eyes on the side of their head. The eyes thus provide a wider field of view to follow the movement of predators over large area and almost in all directions. Grassland exists on every continent except from Antarctica and therefore have a very large range of life depending on condition in each area. The grassland cover nearly one fourth of the earth's land. The grassland exists in every continent except Antarctica. We just read this. Tropical grassland are hot throughout the year, whereas the temperate grassland are hot in summer and very cold in winter. So let us discuss about the tropical grassland and the temperate grassland. Now the temperate grassland. In Europe, temperate grassland are called steppes. In North America, they are called prairies. There are three types of grasses which dominate temperate grasslands: short grasses, mid grasses and tall grasses. Tropical grasslands. Tropical grasslands, also called savannas, covered much of Africa and the part of India, Australia and South America. They are covered by clump of grasses as short as a few centimeter, as tall as 10 feet. Now the overusing of grasslands. Grassland is the most overused biome in the world. Over 70% of all agriculture occupies in grasslands. The European steppes and the Great Plain have almost completely disappeared to overdevelopment. National parks are an excellent way to preserve these lands. Erosion and pollution have become major cause of destruction in the grassland. Human industrial waste has become the leading danger to the development of the grasslands. Because grassland do not have heavy trees and or plant life, many large grazing animals are found in these areas. For example of these including elephant, zebras, bisons. Other animals found in these regions include rhinoceros, hyena, giraffes, dog, lion, ostrich, etc. Now, some aquatic habitat. The animals that live in water are said to be live in aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat include both freshwater and marine water. Certain invertebrates are aquatic and semi-aquatic. For example, insect, fishes, whales, turtles, seal, walrus, dolphins, etc. are well adapted to aquatic mode of life. Aquatic habitat is something that is related to the water. As its name itself describes it, aquatic means water. In aquatic habitat, we can find animals as well as plant. There are two types of water bodies on earth: freshwater bodies and salt water bodies, that is sea. Freshwater bodies are river basically. Now the salt water bodies, it is also called saline water and a brine water. It mainly consists of ocean and seas. They are mainly composed of water, salt, and some impurities. It is not fit for drinking, agriculture, cooking food, etc. We obtain common salt from the saline water that we use for making foods. Now some adaptation of the aquatic animals. First is fish. Fish can breathe through their gills and their body is streamlined to help them swim against the water current. Second, frog. A frog is an amphibian, that is, it can live both on land as well as water. It breathes through its moist skin when underwater and through its nostrils when it is on land. Dolphin. A dolphin is a mammal which lives underwater. It does not give eggs and come out of the water to breathe. Dolphins and whales do not have gills. They breathe in air through nostrils or blow holes. Nostrils are located on the upper part of their head. This allows them to breathe in air when they come near the surface of the water. This is the adaptation of the whale. Where do whales need in their habitat to survive? They need air to breathe. They are warm blooded, so they migrate to warmer water. When it gets too cold, they can only survive in the water. They eat small fishes to get their nutrition. Now the adaptation of sea turtle. Sea turtle live in every ocean. The female sea turtle nest and lay egg on the beach once every 2 or 5 years. Sea turtle can survive in a lot of different water temperatures. Most sea turtles eat algae, plants and fishes for their nutrition. I hope everyone would understand what I taught in this video. If there is any confusion or doubt in this video or any topic, you can ask within a class to clear yourself. I want everyone raise doubt or collect question to ask within a class, because it increase your ability to give answers and also the understanding of chapters.